Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around through that first segment. We're talking about, I mean, it's convention week, so we've got the Republican National Convention is this week for the next few days, and the Democrats are in a couple of weeks. I don't think it's next week, it's the week after. Can't remember off the top of my head. I don't know if you can confirm that or not, but we have just a bunch of funny things. I mean, a lot of the stuff that surrounds convention. I mean, you had Stephen Colbert running around.
I forgot about that.
That was pretty funny. Just, I think he didn't get yanked off the podium when he was up there, did he? But
no, he didn't get yanked off the podium, which is what all the headlines were. He was filming a segment for a show.
Yeah,
happened to get out there, was doing his shtick, and I think
they let him up there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they let him up there. He got done with his shtick. They came up there. They escorted him off. They did. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Do you think they were in on it the whole time?
With the security?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, honest to God, if I was security and Stephen Colbert showed up, so what? I'm going to get my picture taken with Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, you have to keep in mind these security types aren't, the 1%ers. I mean, they're just working folk. And they don't get a hobnob with the elite like that, like me and you do.
Well,
all the time.
we do the best we can.
We do.
I got an interesting compliment from somebody the other day. He says, "Man, you sure know a lot of important people." I said, "I only know one important person that matters. That's Pat Petrosh." Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. I mean, there's just been a lot to talk about in the first day of the convention. I mean, did you find it odd? And we're kind of just talking in general. I mean, we could go through chronologically, but sort of just as we're talking about stuff, Joni Ernst was basically the headliner on Monday, which was weird because.
Why do you think that was weird?
Well, because she went after Melania Trump, and that first lady spot is a key spot in the opening days of convention.
How do you think she went after Melania Trump?
No. Went after, like, chronologically. She spoke after Melania got done. No, she didn't attack her. Yeah. No, her speech was afterwards. Yeah, yes. She was basically the headliner then. Yeah. The closing speech, and the reports that I saw was that Melania got done. People were pretty receptive. It was pretty positive reception to her speech, and started to leave because they thought that was it. And then, so Senator Ernst, who was up until recently on the VP list, spoke to a half-empty room. I mean, what kind of stagecraft for a guy that knows so much about television? I mean, this is feeding into that narrative that even with guys like Paul Manafort, the Trump campaign is just kind of in its own way a lot.
Well,
did you notice did you see that?
No, I didn't actually see that. The truth of the matter is, I agree. I got a pocket loose. I agree that Melania Trump shouldn't have left. I also agree that the Trump campaign is.
No, I'm talking about the rest of I'm talking about the people on the floor because that first lady speech. That's a swelling sort of like, hey, this is the husband and he's so great and we're humanizing him. Yeah,
you got to let me finish this one.
Go ahead.
This one takes a bit. So what you have is, and the first lady, every other speech I've ever watched with the first lady involved, the first lady hangs around, people give their speeches, they go to the back.
Oh, sure. I see what you're saying. Yep.
Right? Well, Melania didn't wait. I mean, I saw the YouTube. She just kind of blew town. That is mismanagement. That falls right on Paul Manafort and, unfortunately, also our good friend of the show, Sam Clovis.
Right.
The problem is even though Trump has very competent people, I don't think he has a lot of people that are used to running a presidential national campaign. I don't think he has a lot of people that understand what the etiquette is. The other thing is, and this is one of my issues with our Iowa delegation, where were you guys? They showed the Iowa delegation spot. They had the sign. Nobody was there. That is unconscionable, especially with your senator giving the keynote address. We're supposed to be first in the nation. Senator Ernst is going to allow us to maintain that, and you guys leave? Honest to God, you should have more. I mean, I know some of these people. They've been on national campaigns. They should know. It was just a giant Charlie Foxtrot with that. They should have instructed Melania to stay. And then after that, after Ernst spoke, it cleared out even more. It continued to decrease the crowd over a period of time.
Well, and I think that's because of how the state. the review that I read, in the different takes on it from different journalists that are covering the thing, was that while most of these conventions historically have, they've started off kind of, you get your lower tier folks out of the way, or your red meat people in the early spots, unless it's, like a Sarah Palin VP speech on the Wednesday or the Thursday, before the nominee comes out, and you're gradually building your narrative, and then by the end of the night, you have the first lady speak. And to humanize the candidate, and then you have your keynote who just brings it all home. And apparently, Joni Ernst gave a pretty good speech for what she was asked to do, but the whole character of the night was just sort of ebbing and flowing and swelling and not doing much. One of the night, whatever you think about this particular topic, Patricia Smith, the mother of one of the Marines who was killed in Benghazi, you'd think a very powerful speaker, very powerful pro-Republican, pro-Trump speech, going after Obama, going after Hillary, going after everybody. And apparently she was very, very good. And while that was happening, I think, if I read this correctly, I know he did this, but I think Donald Trump was giving an interview with CNN trashing John Kasich for not coming. Or no, it was with Fox. He was giving an interview with Fox News trashing, and they cut their coverage of Patricia Smith to go to Donald Trump speaking against one of his own speakers. Yeah. That is so wacky to me that anybody would kind of allow him to do that. Yeah. You got to manage your guy.
Yeah. Well, and the problem is how are you going to manage Donald Trump? You can't. And part of the problem is it's not, I mean, let's face it, all these people are narcissists. We've already covered that. But the problem is you have a guy who's made it his way, all the way. He's had to file for bankruptcy. He's recovered. How do you tell somebody who's basically a self-made man to do what you're supposed to do? Now, I want to back up a step. I did misspeak a little bit. When I was watching the replays of Joni Ernst's speech, they did show the Iowa delegation, but they weren't there where they're supposed to be standing. They did that 2 or 3 times. And part of the problem was apparently they did stay late. They had gone and done something, but they weren't at the podium. But the bottom line is you're supposed to wait.
It looks terrible on national TV.
It still looks terrible. It still looks bad. So we're up against another break. We're going to come back, and what are we going to talk about next? Melania's plagiarism?
we got to go there. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk about Melania Trump, whether this is plagiarism or not. And I think this will be an interesting discussion. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We couldn't do what we do without you. We'll be back right after.